presented a better life. You already led with all these things. So the stuff that you're talking about right now, the phone, starting conversations, trying to have fun with you, not try to use her vagina just to smooth you over. Okay, all of the things that she should be doing, the baseline stuff, right? Instead, she's saying, let's go to therapy and here's my vagina. So at the end of the day, it's really choice, right? This whole thing, like, I'm not going to tell you if you can't figure it out. That's fucking high school. So, if you want it to be like using your boundary to motivate, which is what the boundary should be for, then you can say, well, listen, I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm not seeing actions align. I don't feel like you want to be with me. I don't feel like you want to be partners. I don't feel like you want to take us to the next level, right? And essentially, I realize this isn't I feel statements, but this is because we're not expressing our feelings. We're just letting her know there's some things that obviously you're not doing, that you're not contributing, right? So saying I want to fix things, what can I do? That's what we used to do. What can I do? What can I do? Right? But she's got to actually want this. You can't follow, how can I be with you? What can I do to be with you, with changing the passcode on her phone and staying on it all the time? Like, it's not time to teach here. You know what I mean? This is basic shit. And if you're not putting your phone down, well, then you could look at the basic shit like, I could probably do a little better with role modeling and actually communicating why. Right? So we could put our phones down more. But you've already been doing stuff like that. She's choosing, to use the weapon of mass destruction in your marriage. I mean, I don't have time for that. We know what goes on that phone and where that leads with her. It's totally different than normal stuff. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't really use my phone that much for texting people, to be honest. So I don't think I give bad example here.
Yeah, so I mean, the only other thing you could really do right now, I mean, I know the ultimate goal here. So like, if you really wanted to get into it, you can say, babe, can I have a talk with you? Sit down. And you're going at it like the loving husband, right? Listen, I would love to figure things out. I have some really serious trust issues, and the way that you're showing up as a partner, I don't know what to say about moving forward. And you can leave it like that, right? Well, what do you mean the way that I'm showing up? Do I really have to talk about the phone when we know about the affairs? I don't really want to do that. I've been working on me and this marriage for a good long time, and you've been running from it for even longer time.
Yeah.
Like, give the facts. If she can't figure out that she's cheating on you, starting with her fucking cell phone, good fucking luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, you've been showing up different. You are proud of who you are. This isn't like the normal thing, right? This isn't like, oh, well, I just appreciate if we had some more time on the phone, but marriage is shit and there's affairs going on. I'm so mad at her. No, man, you've been showing up for a really long time. Patient, growing, learning. So this is why I say, if you were not putting your phone down, okay, it's time to role model and have a conversation. But we already had this conversation dozens of times in various different ways. This is where boundaries get crossed. So we have to be careful. We don't want to ever use a boundary, lords. You don't. But the boundary is to protect you. We don't lay a boundary. We motivate with a boundary. And at this stage, Guillaume, the stuff that you're asking for, telling her when she asks, you've already had the conversations. It's time for her to do some deep dive reflecting. And that's why you had to get to a boundary. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I would add that one of the things she said she would do was to consider we got man, and I don't know, it's been several weeks and I haven't seen anything, so I don't even know if she's following me through on this. She might try to blame it on me, saying it's because you said that you were not going to invest in the marriage if I keep texting and cheating. But But yeah,
I
so
think I
maybe
think I might have.
she only kept the
Hold
first part of the sentence.
on. I think I might have misunderstood. What did she say she wanted to do?
Go to consider or the other consider we used to see basically said like you guys are it's too much for me, so here's like you should see somebody in person, Gottman's
Oh, like
with the
Gottman's. I
Gottman
thought you. Okay,
method.
so I didn't misunderstand.
Yeah,
Gottman's therapy. Yeah. Here's the thing with that. Okay, guys. There's gonna be times when some of you will. Sure, we can go to therapy. You know, I don't like that. That doesn't mean there's not effective tools you can learn. Doesn't mean that that's not a great first step for her. Here's the problem with that. Never mind how she starts to turn it around the way you're saying, right? Here's the problem with that. Hey, babe, listen, I appreciate that you want to go to the Gottman's therapist or somebody who's approved like Catherine with Gottman's. I get that. But here's the thing. And you're not supposed to say but I'm being a little bit firm here right now, right? I am frustrated. I'm angry. I have been taking responsibility and accountability for a good long time, and I've been asking you to join me. I've been showing up. And based on some of these behaviors, like the phone and our history, your history, I feel more frustrated. I feel more angry. I don't need to go there. I feel like not supporting you. I need to see something from you. Dude, she's probably just going to blow up and lose her mind. Right? Huff and puff. Shut down. All of this is telling you what? My boundaries in place for a reason. She's nowhere near ready to go. She wants to go do that because that's the only thing she knows how. Now's a really good time to say, you know what? I invested in myself a really long time ago. I spent a good chunk of money to grow because I thought it was that worth it. Now's a good time.
yeah.
You
You
don't have to get into who, what, where, why, how, nothing. We already have backed up.
Yeah, she should know that, and also, yeah, I think she proposed to consider as because it's like maybe the only thing she knows how to do, or that make her feel like okay, this is what people do, you know. And so, and I see so many women brought back, like even among the other laws, right? They're the one pushing for that because some of us are like we're working on ourselves and we think considering doesn't work, but right, but she's not like that. But at the same time, there is a little bit when I see the consider is it could easily be an approach where you sign up for this, but you know if you don't have your mind behind it, it's just a pretend thing. Like,
Yeah,
it's as if you seek the solution outside, but like you're not doing the things that you should be doing.
the
To actually make
basics.
the situation better. Which is here is like the obvious is like put your phone down, like you know. Do all of these sort of things. So
That's right.
in a way, I was like, okay, is that the only? I don't know which one it is
Okay,
in her case, right?
hold up. Everybody says, I want to fix the relationship. We all know what we're supposed to say, right? And therapy is like the logical choice. If you don't go to therapy, see, you're throwing it away. No, that's just her gaslighting, man. You already talked to her about the affairs. You already presented a better life. You already led with all these things. So the stuff that you're talking about right now, the phone, starting conversations, trying to have fun with you, not try to use her vagina just to smooth you over. Okay, all of the things that she should be doing, the baseline stuff, right? Instead, she's saying, let's go to therapy and here's my vagina. And you're saying, no thanks. That's all we're doing here. You see, we can't be falling into the trap with a boundary. This is what happens with a safe reaction. It's why E is enforcing boundaries. It's because it's so easy because you want her. You want to fix this. But you're just not going to get there until she reflects first. I gained 100 pounds, so, and then I'm just going to use a weight analogy instead. I gained 100 pounds. I've been eating a lot of McDonald's and drinking a lot of bubbly. You know what I mean? Like that. You need to have a reflection before I can hit the gym and it actually do something. And that's the same in your marriage. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I think you're right on par. I think if you just keep the way it's going, just make sure, just because of something you said at the beginning, make sure you're not, not having conversations. Make sure you're not organizing the children. Like, be a good man still. You know what I mean? The point is, maybe she will have those reflections. But we're at the point now where it's like, it's not, I used to have this expression, so don't twist this, guys. But I used to say, I'm tired of teaching, it's time to learn. And the reason why I say don't twist this is because I would throw that out every time I broke up with somebody. I would throw that in Kathryn's face over and over again and threaten divorce. But there is a point where you need to see some sort of motivation on her part and not the words, I want to go to therapy. Especially if it twists back to, see, you don't want to. In any way, shape, or form with blame. You've been ready to have conversations for a long time with all the skills and all the training that you've learned. You've moved away from all that bullshit a long time ago, right? And we saw some things elevate and get a lot worse on her, which you didn't deserve. Not as a new man. Right?
Well, I was taking her on dates and trying to have more fun. They're like, okay, we're restarting here.
That's
And
the
it's
end
like,
of the
"But
reset.
Yeah.
That's the end of the reset. You're
Yeah.
doing everything, man. You evaluated,
And
you
then
came
that
in.
happened.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty upset. No, I'm gonna go harder. I didn't do it right. Guys, can I have some help here? You're helping other men and you're reflecting deep. Dude, you have nothing to worry about for the kind of quality of man that you are. She abused that. You know? She abused that. It's our job first to show up because we can only take responsibility for ourselves. Now she doesn't get to throw in your face, you don't want to go to therapy with me. Fuck, where's she been for a year? She could be getting worse.
Yeah.
You don't even need therapy now. You know how to communicate. Without fighting, without a bunch of bullshit. I'm not saying you're perfect. None of us are. But overall, come on. You know, so don't let her suck you in. That's just the mild version of the crazy train there. Pretending like it's not real who you've been. And you have some very, Lawrence, just so you know, he's got some very serious things. Like, she also checked out from the kids. Like, come on, there's a lot more value that needs to be put in here. You don't get to show up for 3 months with the kids when divorce is on the line and say I'm a good partner. You know, there's lots of reasons why she has no business blaming you. And the only reason why I suggest that you keep it cool, keep it regular. Still have conversations. You don't have to go on dates. I'm just not ready for that. There's nothing wrong with that. But you don't have to disengage from anything that could be sort of what we would consider a mini date or a home date, right? Why? Because there is still a chance that she'll wake up. This is her rock bottom now, right?
Yeah.
And when we hit rock bottom, one of two things can happen. But we can't get sucked in when we're not seeing the signs of where she's going, because otherwise, what do? We enable the behavior, right? And then we're one of those victim men. Oh my God, she's having an affair, blah, blah, blah. You didn't use your boundary correctly then. Right? So you're doing a great job, man. You guys, I don't know if you remember back when we started talking about boundaries with Guillaume, and he kept on reflecting and he kept on thinking, how can I show up differently? What else am I missing? All of this. And that is why we struggled with it, right? But now look at you. You totally get it. You're so in control. You just look, there's no emotion. You're telling the story, right? Communicating without the emotion guiding you. That's response, not reaction, lords. Very well done. It sucks what you're going through. But that's what we have to be able to do, is go through the shit and still not let emotion run us.